Election Day is November 5th, and we're sitting down with Norwalk's candidates for Common Council and Board of Education, and we're asking them for their qualifications, their opinions, and their visions for Norwalk.
Running because I have invested a lot into the city of Norwalk. My home, where I go to church, my business, I moved my law practice to East Avenue about 8 years ago. And I did that so I could become an active participant in the community. I joined the board of the Norwalk Senior Center, which I've served for about 10 years now, currently the president of the board. I've joined the Conservation Commission, and I'm currently on the Zoning Commission, so I've spent a lot of time getting to know the city and giving my time to various organizations. And because I've done that, because I've invested, I want to make sure that the city stays on the really strong path it's been on for the past 8 or so years. We've maintained a AAA bond rating. We have fully funded our Board of Education this year. There are other indicators that we've had a very strong, stable financial health in this city, particularly in a poor economy nationally and statewide. And I think we need people who are willing to work to keep that financial health moving forward. I'm qualified to do this because of the experience I've had in the city, because of my experience in both the private and the public sector as well as the nonprofit. I feel like the relationships that I've built up in the city departments will give me the ability to work from first day on council to be an advocate for the folks that I represent. There are a number of issues that are of concern in District E. District E comprises of 3 separate areas: Rowayton, Brookside, and West Norwalk. I'm from Brookside, and Brookside, clearly the priority there has been public safety. Public safety has been, for the past couple of years, one of the things that the neighbors have not been really all that comfortable with. And the administration and the police chief have done a great job over the past couple of years reducing crime across the city, I believe 11%, adding police to the force, and then getting the police out of the cars. So there's some foot patrol, which all helps. I think the residual feelings of maybe some unsafe feelings in your neighborhood will come with the realization that the crime rate has dropped. For Rowayton, clearly the top issue is property taxes. People are very concerned about property taxes. They're concerned about the reevaluation that's coming out soon. They want to make sure that they have someone who is going to speak on their behalf, that is going to work for them to make sure that their interests are being addressed and that they are not, so that they don't feel like they're being left in the dark. West Norwalk, the top priority there is the mosque and the lawsuit that the city is fighting. Sitting on the Zoning Commission when we denied that application, I'm confident that we made the right decision. We made the right decision for the correct reasons. And I know that the city is diligently fighting this lawsuit, which again is the correct decision. Our Corporation Council has put together a fantastic team after some disappointing representation that we've moved away from. So that's their top priority. They want to make sure that people are going to be fighting that and not allow this application to go through when it clearly is just not an appropriate project for that piece of property. Financial stability and health of the city, I think that has to be our priority first and foremost. We have to make sure that we keep we need to make sure that we keep the pension fund fully funded. That's been one of the things that has sunk other cities, so that's a really important part of keeping the city stable and healthy, financially speaking. I think other things like the single stream recycling, which has been a huge improvement in the way the city operates its waste management, is fantastic. It's a revenue stream into the city. It's going to be a savings to the city. And so finding other solutions and finding other projects like that that we can save money here and there and make sure that it's a better process for the residents. That's always a good priority. And education, making sure that the school board is funded so that they can succeed, is really important. It's a huge part of the city budget, and that's really where we need to keep our focus. The mayor and the council have to find common ground. They have to be able to work in a manner that puts city interests first and keep the city moving in a really good direction. There has been some infighting and some problems on council, and I think that the majority of council members have seen past the issues and have really put the interests of the city first, and that's been admirable. I think then that the mayor and the council working together is really the best way to keep things on track.